AITA for not taking my phone to a barber shop. It was the morning and I told my mother I would be going to the barber's to get a haircut. I didn't drive and instead walked because the place is only around 15 minutes away. When I arrived, there was a considerable queue there and I had to wait a bit before it was my turn. And so I waited for like 2 hours and 30 minutes before it was my turn. It was then that my cousin also came to check where I was. When I came back home I found out that my mother was worried and even crying worrying about me. This was during the bright sunny day. It wasn't even the night, for which case I would understand her worry. And also, I am a 25-year-old adult. AITA for going to the barber's without taking my phone? AITA for tricking my kids into eating mushroom soup. My children are not allergic to mushrooms. My children love cream of mushroom soup. My kids hate the texture of mushrooms. When my wife uses canned mushroom soup in a recipe, she will strain out the mushrooms for the kids. However, when I use mushroom soup in a recipe, I run it through the blender. The pieces are so little that they have no texture. The kids don't complain about it and I don't waste time. My wife seems to think that I'm being an asterisk show because I'm trucking them into eating something they have been very clear about not liking. I asked if she would rather eat a fistful of raw flour or a slice of bread. Preparation makes a difference. I think we are both trying to make sure that the kids eat a good meal, we just go about it different ways. AITA for wearing white to a baby shower. I, 29F, have been friends Claire, 28F, since high school. We have a small group of friends that has stayed close since then. Claire is pregnant and had her baby shower yesterday. I wore a white and blue floral sundress. I didn't think anything of it because, as far as I know, white is only inappropriate for bridal events. When I arrived at the shower, Claire's mood seemed to immediately sour and she was really cold toward me. Later, one of my other friends pulled me aside and asked me to leave. She said that Claire was offended by my attention-seeking behavior and that it was inappropriate to wear white to Claire's event. I left. I'm super confused. Like I said, I thought the white rule only applied to bridal events. Our friends are refusing to take sides, but a couple have told me I should apologize even if I don't think I'm wrong. AITA for refusing to babysit my sister's kids after she called me a loser. I, 28M, have a younger sister, 24F, who has 2 kids, ages 5 and 3, and I used to babysit them all the time, no questions asked. Lately, though, she's been making these snarky comments about my job and life choices, calling me a loser in front of the kids and even to my face. It really stings, especially because I'm trying to figure out my career and personal goals. After the latest incident where she casually threw "maybe that's why you don't have a real job" my way while we were at a family dinner, I snapped. I told her I wouldn't be babysitting anymore until she could treat me with respect. She got really upset, saying I was overreacting and that it was just a joke. Now I feel guilty because I know her kids love spending time with me, but I also don't want to be belittled like that. AITA for standing up for myself? Dad passed away yesterday. My father passed away yesterday due to a heart attack. My mom and I were about to leave since she drops me off at work. I was in the restroom getting ready when I heard my mom scream. I went running to her room and I just saw her there with my dad unconscious. When the paramedics got here, they tried everything they could, but it was too late. I don't know how to survive this. He died instantly. It's just so hard. It's barely the first day without him and I don't know how to survive this. I have my mom and brother by my side, but it's so hard. I'm scared and worried for my mom now that she will be alone once my brother and I have to go back to work. I'm 23, so I can say that I had the privilege to have him for so many years. Found an expensive camera and accessories here in the office that has been stashed here for at least 10 years. A number of years ago we had a CEO and CFO who extravagantly spent company money on personal trips, items, etc. This went on for a while and they were eventually pushed out. We are now 2 CEOs later and that is long past, like 2012. Anyway, someone here asked if we had something and I went digging around the office and found a never-used Leica camera with a custom bag, flash, extra lens and some other accessories. I believe the camera is from 2011, obviously bought by one of those 2 from way back then and stashed here. I told my boss that while looking for what she asked me to look for, I found an old digital camera and I am going to keep it. So, question is, Should I disclose that it's a super expensive camera or just follow the finder's keeper's rule of thumb considering it's been in some storage cabinet for at least 10 years? Girlfriend admitted to doing the chase glitch, what now so? I just made another post of my girlfriend, but thought to isolate this question in its own post and put it here instead, because I desperately need advice. On top of the shenanigans my GF has pulled, described in my other post, she admitted to me earlier this week that she has participated in chase glitch. I have a lot of credit card debt from legitimate expenses, and she is thousands in the hole as well due to trying this out. I'm a European living in the US, but as far as I understand, this is check fraud. I am perhaps not the most up to date on the news, but wanted to ask here, what will happen? She has not heard anything yet, and we're waiting. And I am 2 steps away from walking away from this relationship for good. Heard a dad say something to his son that really hit me hard. Was walking by this house earlier and stopped next to a driveway trying to see where I was going on my phone. This man was taking grocery bags out of the car to his house. His son comes running out saying, "I got it, Dad," grabs the last bag from the car, goes to his dad and grabs some other bags from him. Kid looks maybe 14 or 15? The guy says, "What did I do to deserve you?" and kissed the top of his son's head. That weirdly got to me for some reason. I'm a 25-year-old guy and that made me pretty emotional. Never had a close relationship with my dad, so seeing a sweet little interaction between father and son here makes me happy knowing this kid has a father who clearly loves and appreciates him. How should I tell my parents that it's not okay to have S*X in the same room as me? So me and my parents, who are 36 and 35, went to a friend and ended up sleeping at their place yesterday. Their place is quite small, so we had to share one guest room. They had one big bed and I had the couch. I suddenly woke up in the middle of the night. It was not because of them. I could immediately hear heavy breathing and just kinda weird sounds. I opened my eye just a bit and yeah, they were having S*X under the blanket. I just pretended to be asleep, but it was really uncomfortable. I did end up falling asleep, but it take time and I just wanted to tell them that I was awake but didn't do anything. I feel like I should tell that what they did wasn't okay. How should I do that? I am an introvert who adopts an extreme extrovert persona at work to get through the day. A girl there now fancies me and I am terrified. I am naturally quite an introverted person, shy and reflective. I don't drink alcohol, don't smoke or use drugs, and I like plausible thriller films. My work is very public facing and gradually I have become adept at dealing with the public and my colleagues in a charismatic way, to the point it is almost a different personality. The thing is, this only works at my job, where I am running on adrenaline. Outside of it, I got nothing. One of my colleagues I have been working closely with has expressed that they have an attraction to me. They are a stunningly beautiful woman, and if I had met them outside of work, I would be completely tongue-tied. What I am worried about is that they are attracted to my work persona. She might find me a bit boring, I guess, outside of work.